Hello, Captains. Caps to Stampede here, and we have our second round of Year 2 information that has been provided by the developers. Now, I had hoped that we were going to be getting these week to week, and based on the information that we got during the last developer update, that did seem to be the case. And yeah, here we are today looking at a global progression rebalance article that I'm going to be going over with you today. Now, the TLDR about this is essentially the gear score situation that we have in the game is going to be changing. Right now, we are all at level 13 for our ships. The way you get to level 13 is going to be changing. If that is something that is not important to you, hey, I thank you for coming by, and I hope that the next developer update is more up your alley. But yeah, this time around, we're going to be talking about how ships will be leveling up, being upgraded, and things of that nature. So I'll be reading the entire article this time around because you will need a little bit of context going into the different sections that I'm going to be reading off. So let's go ahead and get started. Hello, Captains. We're back with another dev blog. Today we will be taking a deep dive into the upcoming global progression rebalance. This rebalancing will primarily focus on ship rank. First, some context. Ship rank is a core part of progression, determined by the gear score of your weapons, armor, and furniture. In Year 1, a larger proportion of ship rank was determined by the gear score of weapons and armor. When we designed ship rank, we designed it to be intuitive, offering a rough understanding of an entity's combat potential. As a general rule, if a target is more than 2 ship ranks above you, approach with caution. It also makes it easier to compare two similar weapons. If weapon A has gear score of 150, it'll clearly outperform weapon B with a gear score of 80. More importantly, ship rank is meant to offer freedom. Once you hit the minimum threshold, you could experiment with your loadout laterally, which was something many of you rallied behind as community feedback from Year 1, Season 1, emphasizing the importance of parity. To address the feedback provided, we've adjusted our intended design and introduced ship upgrades and adjusted the thresholds to be more inclusive of a variety of gear. This ensured that an extra 15 points from an epic weapon wouldn't force you to give up your trusted Fire Bombard 3s. Additionally, we adjusted damage scaling beyond ship rank 9 with Year 1 Season 2. Higher ranks, less damage scaling. Your input has been invaluable in paving a way forward. So, why is a ship rank rebalance necessary? The short answer, inconsistency. Throughout Year 1, the context we've throughout Year 1 with the context we've added, we've noticed that there was some situations having an increased impact. For example, disproportionate gear score allocation. Currently, most of the gear score composition comes from equipped weapons and armor. For low ship ranks, equipping a single armor can disproportionately increase the ship rank. Gear score on an auxiliary weapon was noticeably lower, coming from a pre-ship upgrade era where only a few ships had the actual auxiliary slot. This has created a perception that the auxiliary weapon is less valuable when they are just as powerful as the quadrant weapons. While ship upgrades in Season 2 helped mitigate this, it hasn't been quite enough. Next, skipped mechanics from low challenge. The state of the Indian Ocean today is tailored for players looking for entry-level challenge. While it is great for onboarding, it makes most adversaries at endgame too easy once players have progressed. It also has led players to naturally skipping ship upgrades, as these do not have the intended impact when facing higher difficulty challenges. Next, early game ship rank stagnation. To allow players to enjoy their in-game experience during the early parts of the game, we brought forward several weapons and armor. This has helped provide early exposure to more ship gameplay, but this has led to ship rank falling behind. As a result, we were over-leveled for some gameplay. For example, it has led for some contracts feeling out of place and too easy, and a stagnation of ship rank in some cases. Late game ship rank stagnation. We all enjoy rewards, who doesn't? Rewards from the Smuggler's Pass and world events are meant to have a high impact to allow players rapid developments in their loadouts. These rewards are given out quite early in the end game. However, equipping epic items also meant rapid ship growth very early on, followed by a long progression forward towards ship rank 13. Next, Helm Empire. Most players' Helm Empire fleet tend to be equipped with a blend of just spare items to reach the intended ship rank for the assigned manufacturing. I 100% know exactly what they're talking about here because I'm doing that myself. This takes away from the experience of assembling a deadly pirate fleet. The ability to put together these builds to reach the required ship rank has taken away the need to upgrade ships and created a situation where these ships are rarely swapped. And last, impact of higher tier weapons on progression. The ability to obtain more powerful weapons, whether through trading or other players dropping equipment, means that all players, regardless of their progression, can significantly increase their ship rank very easy. This access to more powerful weapons, including epic weapons, as early as before the onboarding, is having an impact on the pace of progression, your sense of challenge, and impact on rewards obtained as you progress. Now, the issues I've just listed are relatively harmless individually, but together created an environment of inconsistencies in progression, challenge, and variations in skill level. Challenges amounted to increasing the number of ships at a world event and just more damage output, which consequently meant that players could quickly eliminate ships and take on onslaughts of similar ranked content at once, but could also get sunk equally fast. So, the plan with Year 2 Season 1, we want to take steps to resolve some of these issues and restore the much needed consistency, especially before the new features arrive. Now, we considered smaller changes over a long period, but since ship rank is a system widely integrated into progression and endgame, it means that some areas feel awkward in terms of balance. Hence, we decided to make a few big changes at once to ensure a smoother transition. All right, next big section, key adjustments to gear score and ship upgrades. One of the biggest changes coming with Year 2 Season 1 will be the proportion of gear score on your loadout, as this will be adjusted. Going forward, ship upgrades will play a much more important role in raising ship rank, ensuring a more reliable and consistent form of progression. Essentially, what you would have gained through through weapons and armor will instead come from ship upgrades. With the upcoming Year 2 Season 1, we have introduced base ship rank requirements as a new rule for weapons, armor, and furniture. Now listen up, captains, this is very important. If you already have equipped items below base ship rank requirement, this is when Year 2 starts. If your ship already has these things equipped on a specific ship, they will remain fully functional on that ship. All right? There's going to be a requirement. Listen, there's going to be a requirement for your ship to be able to put certain weapons and armor on them. But when Year 2 starts, if you already have these things on your ship, it will still remain fully functional, all right? But if you were to unequip these items, it can no longer be equipped again on this same ship until the base ship rank requirement has been met. This change has been made to prevent low ship rank ships from getting to the higher ship ranks without some ship upgrades and without impacting their progression. So again, if you have ships, likely just like I do already in your fleet, hanging out in manufactories, taking up space, essentially there, moving your pieces of A back and forth, you likely just put on whatever weapons, whatever armor, whatever furniture that you have available. Right now, we can do that. In Year 2, your ship will have a certain rank to where certain pieces of armor and gear and furniture are going to be equipable. If this is already on your ship going into Year 2, you're good, just leave it on there, that's fine. But the moment you unequip it, you cannot equip that again until you go through the new system that they've implemented on the ships, all right? So I hate to, reiterate that or say it twice, but just in case you missed what they were saying, I wanted to make it clear for everyone. Now, before we implement any further changes, we're giving everyone time to adjust their loadouts and get used to the changes. To make ship upgrades more relevant, we have made ship upgrades also more accessible. Ship upgrades now unlock at Infamy 6 instead of Infamy level 10. I actually did not know that. This is how we learn. This change was made in year 1, season 4. So this was something that was recent for a lot of new captains. I did not know that, but you will be able to upgrade your ship a lot sooner. So this means you'll get it before you actually even leave the Red Isles. This is because Infamy level 7, I believe, when you become a Buccaneer is when you actually can make your medium-sized ship, and then you can go across the Indian over to the Indian Ocean. So yeah, that's cool. You'll be able to do upgrades on your ship before you make your big trip up north. Significantly reduced ship upgrade costs, especially for the first 3 upgrades. This is awesome, especially for newcomers, because those first 3 upgrade levels actually can be pretty useful depending on what ship you're upgrading. Also, adjusted risk levels for low tier manufactories, making them safer. Higher tier manufactories maintain their risk levels to reward players dedicated to upgrading their ships. Manufactories will be able to produce crafting materials, as covered in the Helm Empire video that I just did last week. With strategic planning, manufactories can serve as a passive source of crafting materials to upgrade your ships. That's also pretty cool. These changes will impact progression across multiple levels. When logging in at the start of year 2, some players will notice a drop in ship rank, particularly if they haven't upgraded their ships before. Others may see an increase if they had already upgraded their ships but weren't using any rare or epic items. At this point, it's important we make something very clear. Again, I read this earlier, listen up, captains. Losing ship ranks does not mean a decrease in damage or defensive stats. These adjustments simply ensure that ship rank more accurately reflects combat potential. Now, this is what they're saying. This is something that we will not know is working correctly until we actually get into year 2. So we will have to test this, but this is something that I believe they're telling us right now, because I can see it already. Some people likely are in the comments complaining that their ships are going to be losing levels when it doesn't mean anything at all. So that's what it sounds like. But again, we'll have to test it to make sure what they're saying is true. Let's see. The changes also mean that enemy ships, towers, sea monsters, and bosses have all had their balance revisited. There have been some numbers shifted around, but the overall goal here is to maintain the same experience and time to kill as year 1, season 4. All right, so that's also very important. We don't want our weapons to be any weaker than they already are. They should be exactly the same. Again, something that we'll have to test once year 2 comes around. To ease this transition, we will be compensating players with ship upgrade chests, which will contain currencies and high-end materials needed to upgrade your ships. Players will receive 1 upgrade chest for each ship class, containing enough resources to upgrade 1 ship of that class from 0 to level 3. Take note, this chest does not contain materials for crafting the base ship. All right, so you already have to have this ship in your inventory, in your fleet in order to upgrade it. I'm not saying that you have to have it in your fleet to get the parts. Sounds like you're going to have those already, this ship upgrade chest, but you do have to at least make the base ship to take advantage of the upgrade chest. All right. We know that these are big changes coming with year 2, season 1, but we are confident that this rebalance will set the stage for a more consistent and rewarding progression. While preserving the familiar feel of the game, it also paves the way for exciting new in-game challenges, as you will soon ascend into chaos, apparently. But that is it. So I believe this is good news. We are getting a streamlined upgrade system. So if you just haven't caught what's going on here, that whole situation where our ship parts, the armor, the guns, the furniture, all of these things come with a gear score that just pump your ship level up. And this is the reason why we've been stuck at level 13, is because they've had to legitimately upgrade the ships. Like, we got our ships more furniture slots. Some smaller ships even got more slots for guns. They can't do that again. You know what I mean? They can't keep on adding furniture slots to these ships. They had to figure out a way to increase the gear score without just shoving more equipment onto the ships. And this is how they're doing it. So not bad. We do need to see how it works in, live action, so to speak. But I think this is going to be good. This actually should mean that we'll be able to get more consistent upgrades every season as well. So, last year we started out at level 12, and then when the upgrade parts were introduced, we were able to get up to 13, and that's where we've been. Like, nobody can get to level 14, and that was all of last year, and I believe it was because of this system. So now I would not be surprised that at the end of, this next season, we'll probably go up to 14, maybe 15. But if not, it'll probably be 14, 15, 16, 17 as we go through the year. At least that is my honest to goodness guess. But that is it. Captains, I want to thank you all for popping out for the last developer video that I read. So again, whether I get as much attention to this video or not, I really don't care. Just the fact that there are so many of you who are supportive of this game and are genuinely excited for this year 2 stuff. Hey, I'm happy to have you. If you're new here and you subbed, hey, kick ass. If you like the videos, kick ass for that. I never ask you to do anything. Just coming by to hang out is enough for me at this point. So thank you for doing that, and I hope to see you next time. And as always, folks, you know what we say around here at the end. We'll see you in the seas. Take it easy.